next we have to determine the number of particles, that is, or I can say the atoms present in a single cubic cell. So when I'm talking about the cubic cell, we have three different types of a cubic cell, that is a simple, body-centered and face-centered cubic cell. So simple unit cell where the particles are present only on the corners. So I can say that in a simple cubic cell, in this animation we know that the particles are present on the 8 corners. In this cubic cell we have the particles which are present on the 8 corners. Now the particle present on every corner, we have to count the total how many particles are there, and each particles are spherical in shape. Now the question arises with the particle which is present on every corner, whether whole particle is present in a unit cell only some part of that particle is present in a unit cell. Then answer is that the particle which is present on each corner that corner doesn't have the full particle, but it have only some part of the particle. That is, the particle present at one corner is shared by the other unit cell also. The particle present at one corner is present in other unit cell also. For example, in this animation, the other animation, you can see that the particle, there is a one particle present at the corner, and you can see that the particle, that is that sphere which is present at the corner, that sphere is present in 8 different types of unit cell. Here it is shared by 8 different types of unit cell. The bottom 4 and the upper 4 unit cells are there, which is sharing the same particle, that is the same sphere which is present on a single corner. So since the particle present at that single corner is shared by 8 unit cell, so in a particular unit cell, that is in a number 1 unit cell, only 1/8 part will be present. Number 2 unit cell, again only 1/8 part will be present. So I can say that on a one corner, the particle which is present is only shared by only 1/8 part of that particle is shared in a particular unit cell. So from one corner we get only 1/8 part. Okay, so we have total 8 corner, and from all 8 corner we will get 1/8 part. In that another animation you can see those 1/8 part is present, which has been, like in animation you can see that it is in a divided form, means we had considered a single unit cell and 1/8 part of that particular particle present on every corner. So I just wanted to know that how many particles are there. So as I said, from every corner you will get only 1/8 particle. In a simple unit cell we are talking about. Simple unit cell, or I can say primitive unit cell. So in case of simple unit cell, from the particles are present only on corner, and every corner contribution is 1/8, means whatever the particle we have on the corner, only 1/8 particle is present on every corner. The remaining 7/8 part is present in 7 different types of units, 7 different unit cell. Then therefore number of particle in a simple unit cell is, instead of unit I will use the word cubic, because we are talking only about cubic, so simple cubic cell. So number of particle in simple cubic cell is equal to, from on every corner we have 1/8 particle, and there are total 8 corners, so 1/8 into 8, that is 1 particle. So I can say a simple cubic cell contain how many particle? Then answer is 1/8. So this is about the simple cubic cell. That simple cubic cell, the particles are present at 8 different positions, but when we join those small parts from every corner, that is 1/8 part from every corner, then we get total 8 such small parts, and on joining those 8 small parts we get a sphere, a single sphere, and that's why we say that a simple cubic cell contain 1 particle, that is 1 atom or 1 sphere. Then second is, after the first, the second type of cubic cell is body-centered cubic cell. Body-centered cubic cell, which is also known as BCC, that is body-centered cubic. Now in case of BCC, body-centered cubic cell, the particles are present on the corner and it is present at the center of the body, that is at body center. So the particles are present on a corner and body center. From corner, again like a simple cubic cell, I can say from corner we will get 1/8 part. 1/8 part from every corner, and there are total how many corners? Then I will say that there is total 8 corners. So from corner, we are getting total 1 unit cell in case of BCC. Then what about the body centered? In a diagram or in this body centered cubic cell, you can see that the particle which is present at the center is totally a property of the same unit cell. Means the particle which is present at the body centered is not shared by the other unit cell, and since it is not shared by the other unit cell, so that particle which is present in the center is totally a part of the same. So it is total body centered. The particle is counted as a 1 because it's totally a property of the same unit cell. So I can say that body centered unit cell have total how many particle? Then answer is that 1 plus 1, that is 2 particle. So simple unit cell have only 1 particle, while the BCC, that is body centered cubic cell, have 2 particle, one from the corner and one from the body center. Then third is the third which we have, that is face centered. Face centered cubic cell. So face centered cubic cell, which is also known as FCC unit cell. Now in case of FCC unit cell, the particles are present. Where the particles are present, and simply I can say that there is the particles are present on the corner and at each face center. There are total 6 faces we have in a cubic cell, and there are total 8 corners. Again, the story of the corner particle is same. That means from every corner you will get 1/8 particle, that is 1/8 part, and total 8 corners are there. So the answer is going to be from corner we are getting a 1 unit cell, 1 particle, that is a 1 atom or 1 sphere from 8 corner. But for the face center, now you can see here in the diagram, that means that the particle present on a single face is shared by the 2 unit cell. The one is from this side and the other one is from this side. That is, if the particle is present on a face that is which is acting as a wall of the unit cell, so that wall is shared between the 2 unit cells. So the part, so how much part of the particle is present in the same, so I can say that since the same particle is present or it is shared by the 2 unit cell, so each part or each unit cell will have the half of particle. So the particle present on a face center, so from face center the contribution is half. Every particle present on a face, only half part of the particle is present in the particular unit cell. The other half is present in another unit cell. So every unit cell have 6 phases, and from every phase we will get half of particle. So half, and from 6 phases, so we will have total 3 particles. So I can say that we have in a face centered cubic cell we are getting a 1 particle from the body center, from the corners, and the 3 particle we are getting from the face center. So total particle which we have is nothing but 1 plus 3, that is 4 particles. So here we are having total 4 particles in case of FCC, that is a face centered cubic cell. Okay, so we have 3 types of cubic cell. The first one is simple, where the particles are present only on the corner. So from each corner we get 1/8 part, so 1/8 into 8, that is 1 particle. Body center, where the particles are BCC cell, where the particles are or the atoms are present on the corner as well as at the center of each, as well as the center of the body. The body particle which is present in a body is totally a property of the same unit cell, is not shared by the other unit cell, while the particle present at a corner, we have the 1/8 contribution, and there are 8 corners, so 1/8 into 8, that is 1, plus this body center 1, there is total 2 particle in case of BCC. In case of FCC, that is a face centered, the total particle is from corner we are getting 1/8 into 8, that is 1, and from face center, as I said, the particle present in the face shared by 2 unit cells, so half from each face, and total 6 faces are there, so half into 6, that is a 3. So these are the 3 different types of a unit cell. Now just for the reference, suppose if the question is on the end-centered unit cell, end-centered is not the type of body of the cubic cell. We are just considering it just to know that how many particles will be there. So end-centered unit cell, how many particles will be there? Now in case of end-centered, I can say, and at any 2 faces. Again from corner it will be 1/8 into 8, that is we will have 1 particle from the corner, And from the two faces, half from each face, and two faces are there, that is half into 2, so answer is going to be 1. So I can say that in case of end center, the total particle is 2. One from the corner and one from the two opposite faces. So simple one, body centered and end centered is 2 and face centered is 4. Again I am saying end centered is only for the reference, it is not the cubic, it is not considered as a cubic cell.